Don't worry, son. Everything's gonna be just fine. I really wish he was right back then. It only took a couple of months before it all came down to nothing. Industries destroyed most of our natural resources with our consent and support. They believed that the way of moving forward was building up. But with time, they were proved wrongly. Nature was sick of us, so it started to heal itself. Tearing down what was built, poisoning the air we breathe with disease. We blamed the natural causes, but we were the ones that tried to destroy the beautiful gift we had. Natural disasters increased even more, creating dryness of food and water. Our governments gave up on us. People started to go mad. We took for granted all the small things that I never had the chance to experience, but can only imagine. Signs came out in many occasions, but we looked the other way, over and over again. We weren't able to live in the world we shaped, so decided to go underground and give up on our planet. Some never gave up, but they were never enough. Many years have happened now. We really had to be knocked out on the lawn to learn our lesson. But at least we did. I want to believe we did. And now, we are ready to come back.
Isolated from the rest of the world, we observe a postmodern city, which has become sustainable with its environment and its way of life, rescuing the essentials of modernity and basic principles. When we go abroad, we see a city frozen in time, where it is essential to establish and count the resources it has. Its skies are free of pollution, and the streets are free of vehicles. Being a city characterized by its little vegetation and green areas, it is essential to establish green spots to improve air quality and recover the ecosystems and biodiversity that has been lost. Our economy abandoned capitalism altogether and now thinks less individualistically. Instead of a logic of having, it is replaced by one of care. Instead of accumulating, sharing. The new cities generated a sense of community among the inhabitants. The relationship between them is of vital importance to survive in this new world. People learn from the past. Now they move on foot or by bicycle from one place to another, since now distances are more accessible and spaces for education, health, and recreational areas are taking ownership of previously known streets. Transport is the most used vehicle to get around. Urbanism is recovered in cities but from a more sustainable and resilient point of view. Rather than relying on a single abrasive system, water purification systems are portable and therefore autonomously serve a family almost regardless of location. As we still have the underground part, it is used to take advantage of it to preserve the regulating vessels and leave the surface free for the biosphere to regenerate properly. Regarding the health service, there are central points in the community where each individual has access to health services. Buildings are recovered and adapt to treat diseases. After arriving in the new world, the buildings seem to be the same, but not all have the necessary services and infrastructure to be habitable again. The streets are bursting with vitality as people have regained ownership of the public space. The street becomes a space for communication, recreation, and a safe place to walk and enjoy life in society. The crops are based on what Puebla can harvest, as in the case of corn, beans, wheat, and potatoes. Greenhouses are used to guarantee the best growth for these species. To achieve this, the best seeds are chosen to later prepare the substrate to make the place where they will grow the best possible, and then plant the seeds and supply the necessary water during their growth. The water is captured through a system to be used in the houses, based on the gutter in the roof of the houses, which will lead to tanks to collect the rainwater. This will help each house to sustain its consumption of water and not scarce. For renewable energies, since the planet is badly damaged by pollution, it was finally decided to use clean energies, in this case, taking advantage of sunlight and transforming it into electrical energy through panels.